how confident are you that young people, can lead us into the future when you look at the current range of politicians as well?
Well, I think looking at the current range of sort of political voices, it is a bit scary in terms of the conversations that they're trying to push forward. And I guess it's frustrating because I know that young people have the potential and are having the conversations that are going to be impacting us for years to come. And I guess my hope is that leadership will emerge from politicians, but at the minute it just feels as though that there are certain set narratives that they're just willing to push, and it isn't really about trying to push the agendas that really need to be pushed, such as climate change. And for me, that's a massive concern, because actually, if we're not pushing something that's, Caroline Lucas, isn't it, the Green Party MP? She's been pushing that agenda for a while. Within the last Labour manifesto, we'd sort of talked about it, but at the minute, it just seems as though we're just sort of captured by like Brexit, or we're captured by like COVID. And whilst we're talking about these conversations, which are important for the future of our country, we can't ignore the other pressing things, such as climate change, which is going to have such a detrimental effect on for years to come if we don't get it right.
Finally, can I ask you about how you see the future? Not particularly like when are we coming out of this, but who knows that. But are we going to recover? Is there going to be a bright new tomorrow in those sunlit uplands? Are you an optimist, I suppose, is what I'm saying?
I think yes. I think you have to be an optimist, and I think as a politician, as a councillor, I believe in the goodness of people and being able to bring us through. And I think I'd be a rubbish politician if I didn't if I didn't believe in being able to make things better. But I do think, going forward, one of the things that is going to be really key is going to be looking at like the green agenda and looking at climate change. And there's ample opportunity for us to be able to generate not only skilled work out of it, but, new opportunities that haven't even been thought of before. And I know from speaking to young people that actually the climate change agenda is like one of the big things that they're thinking about at the minute. And rightly so, because we don't have a lot of time in that. So I think there's really exciting opportunities for us to not only develop some of the jobs that we need for the future, but for young people to take the mantle in that as well, in terms of pushing that forward.
Yeah, and I mean, it's great, isn't it? The young people are leading the green agenda because it's their tomorrow. It's not mine, particularly. And people moan about Greta Thunberg, don't they? But she's doing it because it's her tomorrow, and she's at the front of the vanguard, isn't she, of the movement?
Absolutely. I'm inspired by Greta and others massively. I just think that I sometimes get nervous when I speak to more than 100 people. Do you know what I mean? Like, just imagine speaking to the world on such an important issue, and then having Trump tweet you sometimes or whatever, and trying to. So I'm incredibly inspired, and I think anyone that's threatened by young people and their voices doesn't recognise actually what people are trying to say, really. And I think we should be encouraging those plurality of voices, and we should always be encouraging young people to come forward, because, like you said, like, they're the future, and it's their future, isn't it?
And just to finish, I mean, the council has a very ambitious agenda, haven't they? Not just the government, but our whole city council has.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking about the carbon neutrality this morning, and some really exciting conversations to be taking forward. And our officers have been working incredibly hard during COVID to be able to make sure that we're still meeting our requirements for 2030 carbon neutrality. I mean, it's going to be a difficult slog, but I think it's an important one. And I think we owe it to future generations to be able to get it right now.